And the following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. I'm Ron Juck. Cat's knocked around the camera, but so you don't get to see me today. But we do have a baseball doubleheader for you. We talked about how much the snow and stuff disrupted baseball on the East Coast the first week of the season. So we've reached the first Sunday, and the White Sox and the Yankees haven't played yet. Would you believe that? So now is the time. This is finally opening day for the New York Yankees, Sunday, April 11th, 1982. We'll have both games of this doubleheader. It may not be all at the same time, but we'll have both games of the doubleheader for you. So these are the last two teams of the year to start. Believe it or not, I'm pretty stunned about that. So the Yankees, of course, are the defending American League champions. They're not going to have a good 1982. I don't think that's going to be a huge surprise to get that one out of the way. The Chicago White Sox are a team on the rise. They might have a chance to win the American League West in 1982. You know, in real life, they won in 1983. And so on this leisurely Sunday afternoon, 65 degrees, the skies have cleared. There's a little strange orange light in the sky over New York. We think it's called the sun. And as Ron Guidry takes his warm-up tosses, we'll tell you that in 82 he went 14-8 with a 3.81 ERA. In 222 innings, he allowed 216 hits, including 22 home runs. He walked 69 and struck out 162. For the White Sox, here's their lineup. Ron LaFleur is the center fielder. He'll lead off. Tony Bernazard will bat second and play second. Steve Kemp, the left fielder for the White Sox. The lefty will bat third. Greg Luzinski, the DH. The bull will clean up. Tom Pachorik, or Whitey as he was known by, or Wimpy, as he is known by Ken Harrelson, will play first and bat fifth. Carlton Fisk, the catcher, will bat sixth. He loves the Yankees more than life itself. Harold Baines, the right fielder, and the new Hall of Famer. Be curious to hear over the course of the afternoon what you guys think of that. Will bat seventh. Jim Morrison, Riders of the Storm. Oops, nope, not that Jim Morrison. Will play third and bat eighth, and Billy Allman is a shortstop. He'll go ninth. And Jerry Kuzman is on the mound for the White Sox on their opening day. The Yankees defensively, Dave Winfield's in left. It pretty much is the Dave Winfield show now. He's a 10 in left with a 7 arm. Jerry Mumphrey, 6-4 in center, and Ken Griffey is the one that gets to replace Reggie Jackson, at least on this day. Reggie's in California with the Angels, and Ken Griffey's in right field at 7-8. The infield, pretty much a combo of old school and new school. Craig Nettles is at third, he's a 7. He who must not be mentioned, or Bucky Dent, is a 7 at short. Willie Randolph is a 6 at second. Dave Revering is the first baseman. He's a 5. Rick Cerrone is a 7. And a 4, arm behind the plate. So in steps Ron LaFleur, 287, 4 homers, 25 RBI on the year, with 28 stolen bases. And Guidry's pitch is a ground ball right back to Louisiana Lightning, over to Revering, and that's how this season finally starts. The Yankees were supposed to play opening day on that Monday, but it snowed. And snowed, and snowed, and snowed. It snowed a lot. And so by the time that the field got ready, and after the rains went away, it was Sunday. And so the Yankees and White Sox had waited a week to get this one in. Tony Bernazard, 256, 11 home runs, and 56 RBI. Guidry delivers, and Bernazard hits this one into left center. Winfield's there for the out. 2 out for Steve Kemp. Also a former member of the Tigers, 286, 19 homers, 98 RBI. Pitch from Guidry. Got him. 0-2 pitch was strike 3 called. Changeup at 88. No runs, no hits, no errors. After half an inning, they're finally playing baseball in the Bronx. The White Sox, nothing. The Yankees coming up. And as Jerry Kuzman takes the mound, this would be primarily his last year as a starter. Eventually, the White Sox would get have Lamar Hoyt and Richard Dotson be their aces in 83. Koosman 11-7 with 3 saves and a 3.84 ERA. In 173 in the third innings, he allowed 194 hits, but only 9 home runs. He walked 38 and struck out 88, a contact hitter. And the lineup that he will face this afternoon: Willie Randolph will lead off. Jerry Mumphrey will bat second. Ken Griffey, Sr., is the right fielder. He'll bat third. Dave Winfield cleans up in left. Dave Revering, formerly of the Athletics, will bat fifth. Bob Watson's the DH. He'll bat sixth. Craig Nettles will hit seventh. Rick Cerrone eighth. Bucky Dent ninth. And Ron Guidry is the pitcher. He only threw 8 pitches in the first. Defensively around Koosman, Kemp a 6-2 in left. LaFleur a 4-8. The speed isn't there anymore, but the arm is. And Harold Baines a 7-8. And right, Jim Morrison a 3 at third. Allman a 7 at short. Bernazard a 6 at second. Pachorik a 5 at first, and Fisk an 8 in the 6 behind the plate. Randolph 280 on the real year. 3 homers and 36 RBI, and Koosman gets him to swing and miss on a changeup on an 0-2 count, and that's how the Yankee year starts, with a strikeout. Here's Mumphrey, Jerry at 300, 9 homers and 68 RBI. Koosman delivers. Mumphrey a ground ball to Allman at short, over to Pachorik for the second out. And they'll bring up the lefty, Ken Griffey. 277, 12 homers and 54 RBI. Not a bad year, but not what the Yankees were hoping for as a replacement for Reggie Jackson. Pitch from Koosman, up the middle, base hit. They'll take that to start. And Griffey's on with a single up the middle. And that brings up Dave Winfield, who had a magnificent year. 280, 37 home runs, and 106 RBI. 891 OPS. Koosman, 2 out, runner on first. Delivers, and Winfield hits a pop-up right side. Pachorik moves over by the grass and makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and we've played 1. After 1, it's Chicago nothing, the Yankees nothing. This is lunchtime MLB 82 replay on Retro Sports Network. And here's one of the big reasons why the White Sox became a power in the American League West for a short time. Greg Luzinski, 292, 18 homers, 102 RBI. Struck out 120 times in 82. Guidry delivers, and he got him. An 0-2 pitch, fastball, strike 3. And so I'm not sure what Luzinski was looking for, but Guidry has struck out 2. Brings up Tom Pachorik, 312, 11 homers, and 55 RBI. Guidry delivers, and there's a base hit in the right center. Griffey could not get a good jump on it, and Pachorik is going to end up with a double. They'll round second and hold. He goes into second standing, and the White Sox have a runner on. They're first. Here's Carlton Fisk, 267, 14 home runs, and 65 RBI. His second year with the White Sox. Pitch from Guidry, and there's a fly ball left center. Mumphrey goes back into Death Valley and makes the catch. So 2 out for Harold Baines. Baines' coming out party was an 82, a 271 hitter, 25 home runs and 105 RBI. He had 8 triples and 10 stolen bases. 2 out, Pachorik on second. Here's the pitch. Got him. An 0-2 pitch at the belt, and Guidry strikes out another. No runs, a hit, and no error. 1 hit, and no errors. After an inning and a half, it's the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. So here is Dave Revering. It'll be Revering, Watson, and Nettles for the Yankees here in the second. Revering pretty much came off the bench, 150 and 40 at-bats. He had 6 hits and 2 RBI. Koosman delivers, and there's a little nubber up the middle. Bernazard over to Pachorik. And there's 1 out. Brings up Bob Watson, 235. He had a limited, wow. I didn't realize he only had 17 at-bats in 1982. Had 4 doubles. All 4 hits were doubles, and he drove in 4. Kuzman's ready. Here's the pitch. And it's ball 4. So Watson watched the 3-0 curve high and inside, and that's the first walk for Jerry. And that brings up Greg Nettles. Rough year for Greg, 232, 18 home runs, 55 RBI. Of course, would find success in the twilight of his career in San Diego with the Padres. Pitch from Kuzman. Got him! 1-2 on the outside corner, and that's the second strikeout for Kuzman. Brings up Rick Cerrone, 227. You see him there with the Indians. 5 home runs and 28 RBI. Caught with a lot of different teams. He's the one that had the distinction of trying to replace Thurman Munson. And you're just never going to do that, the captain of the Yankees. He would also catch for the Blue Jays. Also caught for the Red Sox for a while, too. Pitch from Kuzman gets away from Fisk, and that's a wild pitch. 1-1 in the dirt, and Watson doesn't move. How you doing, Al? So that's a new one in this sense. You'll never see anyone not advance on a wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike. To Cerrone, ground ball to third. Morrison to Bernazard to retire the side. Nothing across in the second for New York. After 2, it's the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. It'll be Jim Morrison, Bill Ullman, and Ron LaFleur for the White Sox here in the third. Guidry 3 strikeouts so far. Morrison 223 on the year. 7 homers and 19 RBI. Those are the real numbers. This is his first at-bat of the year in the replay. Guidry delivers, and there's a little looper that's going to drop in. No! Mumphrey comes in and makes the catch. It was a dying quail off this bat, and Mumphrey just rode that horse. And there's 1 out for Billy Hallman. 256, 4 home runs, and 26 RBI, the real numbers. Guidry's pitch. That's a comebacker right to the perfect fielder. Over to Revering. And there's 2 out. Score that 1-3. And if you're scoring at home, why would you? It's a fake game. 2 out. And so Guidry has retired 8 of his 9 batters. 28 pitches. 1 hit allowed. 3 strikeouts. Ron LaFleur 0 for 1. Guidry delivers, and there's a pop-up right side. Randolph, that one's a rainmaker, but he lands it. And that does retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2.5, it's the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. So if you missed Al's channel last night, he featured the other game of his Final Four between a 1980 tournament that he's running between the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. I won't tell you the score, but it was an entertaining game. And so I don't know when he's going to finish that up. And speaking of baseball now, congratulations. He did a 78 tournament. You should go back and look at that for OOTP. So it'll be he who must not be named, Willie Randolph and Jerry Mumphrey for the Yankees here in the third. Bucky deservedly had a bad year in 82, 169, no home runs and 9 RBI. I, of course, would never root against anybody. That would be wrong. Kuzman delivers and then hits a ground ball to Pachorik. Flips it over to Kuzman, and that's an out. So neither team has given much to cheer about early on. Kuzman threw 9 batters, 2 1/3 innings, a hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts in 34 pitches. That's good pitching on both sides. One of the strikeouts was Willie Randolph. He's 0 for 1. Jerry delivers, pop-up left side. Kemp comes in, but Morrison calls him off in the dirt, and that is 2 out. So 2 quick out for Jerry Mumphrey, 0 for 1. Pitch from Kuzman. Here's a ground ball to Ullman. He's going to have to hurry over to Pachorik, and that is side retired. So no runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, the White Sox nothing, the Yankees nothing. He has never to be named. This supposedly is a doubleheader. And so this is game one. Game two will be shortly thereafter. I'm going to do it on the same video, especially if this one goes as quickly as the first three innings have been. So here's Tony Bernazard. He flew to left center his first time up, and he dings this one into right center for a double. Griffey again was a little bit late, but the throw was a good one. Bernazard slides and takes the second base. So a double for Bernazard. That's only the second White Sox hit. Steve Kemp, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. No score, top the fourth. We finally got to opening day at Yankee Stadium. Pitch to Kemp. That's a fly ball to right center. Mumphrey tracks it down. Bernazard will tag and go to third, and the throw goes in the middle of the infield. So with one out, the White Sox have a runner on third for Greg Luzinski, who does what he did a lot of. He struck out his first time up. Pitch from Guidry. Luzinski takes ball 4. So a 3-2 fastball just missed outside. And Guidry kind of glares in and walks around the mound. The good news is he's got Luzinski on first, who's not very fast, and so a double play gets the Yankees out of it. Top and short doubled, so both the White Sox hits have been doubles. It's from Guidry, and that's a base hit right by Dent. Bernazard will score. Winfield will throw it in, and the Shy Sox draw first blood, 1-0. So Luzinski and Paciorek are on, and one out for Fisk, who's 0 for 1. Flew out to left center his first time up. Pitch from Guidry. There's a ground ball to Dent. Over to Randolph for 1. To Revering, and you can call it 2. Not before the White Sox get a run on 2 hits and no errors. After 3.5, it's the White Sox 1, the Yankees 0. So it'll be Griffey, Winfield, and Revering for New York here in the bottom of the fourth. Kuzman cruising right along, 40 pitches through 3 innings. Griffey singled, that's the lone Yankee hit. He's 1 for 1. Now he's 2 for 2 as he puts that one into right center. Harold Baines will cut it off, and that's a single. That brings up Mr. Maine, Dave Winfield. 1-0 Chicago, bottom of the fourth. It's from Kuzman. Winfield, that's a base hit left side. Griffey will hold at second. On the shallow single to left center. And so it'll be Dave Revering, who was 0 for 1. Got runners in scoring position. Griffey on second, and of course Winfield on first. Kuzman delivers, and that gets away from Fisk. So everyone moves up 90, and Fisk gets charged with a pass ball. And as Bob Shepard says that over the PA system, Fisk just gives an angry look to the scorers booth. As you know, Fisk's undying love of the Bronx is well documented. So Griffey on third, Winfield on second, and Revering with a chance to bring 2 home. 3-2. Full count. Ground ball to Bernazard. Griffey will score. The throw to first is in time, and it's a 1-1 game. So 1 out. Winfield on third. White Sox are playing back. Watson walked his first time up. Pitch from Kuzman. Watson, there's a base hit up the middle. Winfield is going to score. Watson's going for 2. The throw from LaFleur is not in time. And it's 2-1 New York. So here's Craig Nettles. He struck out his first time up. Kuzman, a bit shaky here in the fourth, has given up 2. 2-1 Yankees. Kuzman delivers, and Nettles sends this one into right. Back goes Baines, and he makes the catch in the corner. Watson will hold. I'd have to look up, I don't know how long Clyde King managed the Yankees. Billy Martin was in his last year in Oakland, so he wasn't coming back. And I believe Bob Lemon was dismissed after losing the World Series. Here's Rick Cerrone's 0 for 1. 2 out, Watson on second. Guzman's pitch. Cerrone, little nubber to Bernazard. Quick throw over to Pachorik, and Wimpy stays on the bag. So, but not before the Yankees get 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. After 4, it's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. And so Griffey will face Baines, Morrison, and Allman here in the 5th. Harold struck out his first time up. Pitch from Guidry. Got him! 0-2 changeup, swung on and missed. That's 4 for Ron. And here comes Jim Morrison. He's looking for an LA woman. He's 0 for 1. Guidry delivers, ball 4. So a full count, and he misses to Morrison low and away on a fastball. And the tying run is on for Billy Allman. Billy's 0 for 1. Guidry's pitch. Ground ball to third. Nettles only play is to first, maybe. And Allman is gone. On a bang-bang throw, Reverend kept his foot on the bag. And Morrison moves to second. So 2 out for Ron LaFleur. And so after 18 batters, Ron Guidry has thrown 4 2/3 innings, 67 pitches, 3 hits, no home runs. He has allowed 1 run. It was earned. That came in the 4th. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. And LaFleur is 0 for 2. Grounded to the pitcher, right back to Guidry, and popped up to Randolph. Guidry's pitch, ground ball to Willie. Randolph over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. Halfway home in game 1, it's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. And so it'll be Voldemort, Randolph, and Mumphrey for the Yankees here in the 5th. Bucky's 0 for 1. Guzman delivers, and he hits a base hit in the left center field. He will not go for 2, but it was a legitimate single between third and short. And that brings up Willie Randolph, who was 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Through 18 batters, Jerry Koosman, 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, but only 1 was earned. The other, there's a pass ball that allowed a runner to move up to a scoring position, I think. He's walked 1 and struck out 2, including Willie Randolph once. Willie's 0 for 2. Runner on first, Mumphrey on deck. Koosman delivers, and Randolph hits a chopper to Allman, who can't play it. That infield is pretty soft. It's not hard at all, and it took a funny hop, and Allman kicked it. So Dent moves to second, and Randolph is on first. So nobody out from Mumphrey, who's 0 for 2. You got to remember, in 1982, this park is huge. When we say Death Valley, I think it's still 430 out to left center. Mumphrey, strike 3. He swung on and missed a full count changeup. And so Koosman gets a big strikeout, 1 out. That's 3 for Jerry this afternoon. Here comes Ken Griffey. Griffey is 2 for 2. He has singled twice and scored. Wind's blowing in left or right. Old Glory blowing towards the old bleachers. 68 degrees and clear. What a marvelous respite from what was an atrocious week of weather here in the Bronx. Guzman delivers, and Griffey hits a ground ball to Allman. To Bernazard for 1, over to Pachorik. Got him. Double play. No runs, a hit, and 1 error. After 5, it's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. So it'll be Bernazard. Look at the right box run. Bernazard, Kemp, and Luzinski for the White Sox here in the 6th. Tony is 1 for 2. He has doubled and scored. And Guidry delivers, and there's a fly ball to left center. Mumphrey moves over to make the catch, 1 out. Good-sized crowd at Yankee Stadium opening day. Probably close to 45,000, 50,000. Sunday doubleheader, single admission. Kemp is 0 for 2. He has a strikeout on the dance card, 1 of 4 for Guidry. Ron delivers, pop up, left side, Dent on the grass in the outfield, 2 out. When you pitch like that, you're going to go a long way. Here's Greg Luzinski. The Bull is walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Guidry's pitch struck him out. 0-2 pitch on the inside corner, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5.5 in the books. The Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. So I'll bring up Dave Winfield. Dave is 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Part of that outburst in the 4th for the Yankees. Here's Kuzman's pitch, struck him out. He fouled off a 2-2 pitch right into Fisk's glove, and that's the 4th for Kuzman. Brings up Dave Revering, who's 0 for 2. Grounded that RBI in the 4th came on a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch, and Revering draws ball 4. The 3-1 was low and away, and there's a 1-out walk. That's the second given up by Kuzman. And that brings up Bob Watson, who has walked and doubled. Nice young picture of Bob there from the late 60s. Kuzman's pitch, and Watson draws another walk. So Kuzman's walked 2 this inning, and this brings up Greg Nettles, who's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Yankees 2, White Sox 1. Bottom of the 6th, opener of a doubleheader here to close out week 1 of the 1982 season. Fisk goes out to talk to Kuzman. Kuzman says, "Get back there." And Nettles pops this one up. The center, LaFleur is there. He makes the catch. Revering will go. The throw goes back in the infield, and there's 2 out. Runners in the corners. So Revering on third. Watson on first, and here's Cerrone. Rick is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch, Cerrone. Ground ball to Bernazard. Over to first, and the side is retired. So Kuzman works around some trouble. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and no errors. After 6, New York 2, Chicago 1. And so Guidry's getting the fatigue symbol, so we'll keep an eye on that. Paciorek, Fisk, and Baines due up for Chicago. And Tom is singled and doubled. He's 2 for 2. Pitch from Guidry. That's a base hit over a leaping Randolph. And so Wimpy's 3 for 3. He has 3 of the White Sox 4 hits. So Pudge is 0 for 2. Digs in. Guidry's pitch. And that gets away from Cerrone. And they're going to try to throw out Paciorek. Cerrone's throw to Randolph goes into the outfield. How about that? So misery compounds company, and the wild pitch by Guidry had Paciorek move up to second, and then Cerrone's throw gets into center field, and Paciorek, who's not fleet of foot, moves up to third on a 1-2 pitch. Wow. So nobody out. And the Yankees are going to play for the run. Infield's in. Guidry delivers, and there's a little liner in the left that Winfield will corral. It's deep enough to score Paciorek. The throw was close, but not in time. And so we're tied at 2 with 1 out. So a sac fly for Fisk, and that'll bring up Harold Baines, who has struck out twice. Pitch from Ron. Fly ball to center. Mumphrey goes back to deep center and makes the catch. 2 out for Morrison, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. So this one's been pretty good. Guidry delivers. Struck him out. And so that'll be it for Kuzman. Kevin Hickey comes in for the White Sox. Stretch time here in the Bronx. A run on a hit and 1 error. Chicago 2, New York 2. This is Retro Sports Network. MLB Baseball 82. And so let me tell you a little bit about Kevin Hickey. 4-4 on the real year with 6 saves. An ERA of 3 flat. 78 innings, 73 hits, 4 home runs allowed. He walked 30 and struck out 38. Bucky Dent, 1 for 2 with a single. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error, and 3 stranded for the White Sox. It has been a good one. The Yankees, 2 runs on 5 hits and an error, and they have stranded 6 so far. Pitch to Dent. Ground ball to Allman. Over to Pachork, 1 out. That brings up Willie Randolph. Willie 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Hickey's pitch. There's one right back to Hickey. He's not a good fielder. Gets it out of the glove. Throws it over to Pachork for the 2nd out. Mumphrey is 0 for 3. Jerry is a strikeout. And Guidry probably is down to his last base runner, if you're looking ahead to the 8th. Allman, LaFleur, and Bernazard do up for the White Sox. Pitch to Mumphrey is a ground ball up the middle. Allman cuts it off by the bag, throws to Pachork, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, the White Sox 2, the Yankees 2. So Billy Allman, who was 0 for 2, steps up. And like I said, Guidry, I believe, this is batter 27 for Guidry. And I think anything after that depends on who's on base. And I do all that for Billy Allman, and Vance Law comes in to pinch hit. So the righty, Vance Law, 281, 5 home runs and 54 RBI. Pitch from Guidry. Pop up, left side. Winfield goes back, and that's an out. The wind is blowing out to left center. That carried more than Winfield thought it would. And 1 out for Ron LaFleur. So 27 batters and 7 1/3 innings for Guidry. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and has struck out 6. LaFleur is 0 for 3. Pitch from Guidry. There's a fly ball to center. Back goes Mumphrey. He tracks it down. And 2 out. 7 flyouts to center. And Bernazard. Tony Bernazard 1 for 3 with a double. And Guidry's tank is pretty much on E. Chopper to Dent. Quick throw over to Rivering. And they got him. So nothing across for the White Sox here in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Chicago 2, New York 2. And Kevin Hickey stays in the game to face Ken Griffey, Dave Winfield, and probably a pinch hitter. So Griffey's 2 for 3. Fly ball opposite field. Left side, Kemp is there. 1 out. Brings up Dave Winfield, who's 1 for 3 with a single. A strikeout and a run scored. That came in the 4th. Hickey delivers, and Winfield will number to first. Pachork over to Hickey covering. 2 out. So Dave Revering will come out. Dave Collins will play first, but is he going to be the one that comes up to hit? Yeah. So Dave Collins, who played for a variety of different teams, the Reds, and you can see the Angels there in that picture. 253, 3 home runs, and 25 RBI. Hit lefties at a 230 clip. Pitch from Hickey. There's a base hit up the middle. Collins will hold it first. Vance Law, by the way, comes in. He's a 5 at short. He pinch hit in the top of the inning. So 2 out and the go-ahead run on for Bob Watson. It was walked twice, doubled, and driven in a run. Collins has speed, but they're going to hold him. Fisk goes out to talk to Hickey. And Kevin delivers, and Watson draws ball 4. So a full count fastball was high and away, and Hickey is now tired. And here's Craig Nettles, 0 for 3. They're going to let him hit. Again, Fisk and Hickey go through some signs. Here's the pitch to Nettles, and it's ball 4. And so Hickey's locked and loaded. And Salome Barojas comes in for the Chi Sox. But they're in a heap of trouble. The Chief Chicago Firemen, 6-6 on the year, with a 3.54 ERA at 21 saves, 106 2/3 innings, 96 hits, including 9 home runs. He has walked 46 and struck out 56. Cerrone is 0 for 3. He does not hit righties particularly well, But all the pressure in the world is on the White Sox. Collins on third, Watson on second, and Nettles on first. And Bucky Dent on deck. Rojas delivers. Sorrell, little chopper to Law. His play is to Bernazard at second. The Yankees leave him loaded. No runs, one hit, no errors. We played 8. We're going to have a new pitcher for New York, too. It's the White Sox to the Yankees, 2. So Collins defensively isn't that great. He's a 3. And for the Yankees, it'll be George Frazier. Frazier, long reliever for New York. Also pitched for the Twins when they won the World Series in '87. 4-4, and he's still with the save. Rich Gossage will take care of that if the situation develops. He's a 3.47 ERA and 111 2/3 innings. He allowed 103 hits, 7 home runs, 39 walks, and 69 strikeouts. Kemp, Luzinski, and Pachorik due up for the White Sox here in the 9th. It's Rojas and Frazier. Now the pitchers of record. And Frazier's first offering is a fly ball to left. Winfield goes back. That is off the wall. Kemp is going for 2. Winfield played it off a hop, and the White Sox have the go-ahead run on with nobody out for Luzinski. And they tell Luzinski to go take first base. They're going to pitch to Wimpy instead. The runners on first and second. The Yankees are setting up with the double play. Pachorik has singled twice and doubled. He scored a run and driven in a run. 2-2, top of the 9th. Nobody out. Frazier delivers, and he got Pachorik to swing and miss on a 1-2 fastball. 1 away. And so cats against the ethical treatment of Yankee fans are now protesting at the door. And they'll bring up Fisk. Carlton's 0 for 2. He has an RBI, and he's grounded into a double play. The Yankees could use one right about now. Frazier delivers, and Fisk hits this one in the left. Back goes Winfield. That's off the wall. Kemp will score. Luzinski will hold. Fisk is on with a double, and the White Sox lead it 3-2. And so Fisk launched that one into the wind. It's blowing out to left center at 12 miles an hour. And he just made Winfield in such a big part of the park, right near the bullpens, and the Yankees are in real trouble. You're not going to pitch to Harold Baines. He will draw the 4 wide ones. And so they're loaded with 1 out for Jim Morrison, who's 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Here's the pitch from Frazier. Ground ball up the middle. Past Randolph. Luzinski will score. Mumphrey's going to throw home. Here comes Fisk. The throw is not in time. Baines goes to third. The ball gets away from Cerrone. Morrison goes to second. And Mumphrey gets charged with a throwing error. So Mumphrey's throw got past everybody. And wait a minute. Oh, there's 1 out. And then Baines scores. So the White Sox now have 6-4 on the board here in the 9th. They lead 6-2. Let's watch that again. Luzinski scored. The throw came home for Fisk. He scores. The ball got away. Baines rounded third, and he scored. And then Morrison goes around to score, right? No. Did they get Morrison? What happened to Morrison? And Morrison grounded a single up the middle. Luzinski scored. Fisk scored. Bain scored. Outfield error. He's not listed as out, but he's not on base. Yeah, I don't know how we lost a base runner. Did I miss something on that play? I thought Morrison should be on third, right? Anyway, here's Vance Law. Tony La Russa is going at it with a home plate umpire. Baines was on first, and he scored on the air, so that's right. But they're only showing one, so he must be out. You're right. We'll look again. But they're only showing one out, and that was the Paciorek strikeout. So 3-run score on the error. And much like some singer in Paris in 1971, this Jim Morrison has disappeared as well. Pitch to Law. Frazier got him, and there's 2 out. Well, that's bizarre, if you ask me. So the 1-2 fastball was swung on and missed, 2 out. It's 6-2. And the White Sox are about, no, he did not score. It's not listing him with a run. You can see up here in the corner, he's 1 for 3 with 3 RBI, but he's not given credit for a run scored. Bernazard, Kemp, Luzinski, Paciorek, Fisk, and Baines. That's 6. So, strange play here. Here's LaFleur. He's 0 for 4. Pitch from Frazier struck him out. And so a 2-2 pitch was swung on and missed. Aurelio Rodriguez is going to play third. You know what? I wonder if he was injured. So they replaced Morrison at third with Rodriguez. And that's a solid move because Rodriguez is a 9 anyway. And so it'll be Bucky Dent, Willie Randolph, and Jerry Mumphrey. And the Yankees trail 6-2. Dent is 1 for 3. And I'm completely baffled by what happened. Barojas delivers. Dent ground ball to Paciorek. Takes it to first himself. And now the ground here is pretty soft. It has rained and snowed for days here in New York. And so the Yankees are patching up a hole. I wonder if he fell through a hole into some space-time continuum. Here's Randolph. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Rojas delivers, and Randolph slaps this one in the right. We'll hold with a single, and I'll bring up Mumphrey. Jerry is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Griffey and Winfield to follow here for New York. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. 6-2 Chicago. Barojas delivers, and that's a base hit up the middle. LaFleur will track it down. Randolph will hold at second. And so the Yankees are in business here in the bottom of the 9th. Ken Griffey is 2 for 4. He has singled twice, scored a run. He's not the tying run, but that is now Winfield, and he's on deck. 1 out. Pitch from Barojas. Ground ball to third. Rodriguez steps on third. Over to first. Are we going to get a 5-3 double play? Paciorek has it, and the game is over. And so the White Sox have beaten the Yankees in the opener 6-2. So hold on. There's going to be another game. Don't go anywhere. But the White Sox have won the opener of this Twin Bill 6-2. Tom Paciorek is the game MVP. I'm not seeing any injury. There's a line for Morrison, a single, 3H. I've never had a player disappear before in the middle of a game. But anyway, Salome Borojas gets the win. He's 1-0. 1 in the third inning, 2 hits. Jerry Koosman gets the start for the White Sox. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. And Ron Guidry takes the hard luck loss. 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 2 and struck out 6. We're going to play 2. The second one coming right up. This is Retro Sports Network. Home of the champions of the past, present, and future. And so it's Tommy John versus Britt Burns. As we get ready for game 2, the White Sox won the season opener 6-2. And so it took 6 days, but all 26 teams now have a result. And look, we found Jim Morrison. He's batting 6th in game 2. So Tommy John and his magnificent sinker went 10-10 in 1982. 3.66 ERA, 186 and 2/3 innings, 190 hits. 11 home runs allowed, 34 walks and 54 strikeouts. And this will be the lineup he'll face in game 2. LaFleur will lead off and play center. Tony Bernazard, the second baseman, bats second. Steve Kemp, the left fielder, bats third. Luzinski, the DH, bats fourth. Tom Pachork, the first baseman, bats fifth. Jim Morrison will bat sixth and play third. They found him wherever he was. Harold Baines, the right fielder, will bat seventh. Hill is the catcher. He'll bat eighth. Pudge Fisk will not catch game 2. And Billy Allman will be the shortstop and bat ninth. Dave Collins moves to right. He's a 3 range and an 8 arm. Bob Watson is the first baseman. He's a 2. Larry Milbourne fills in for Willie Randolph. Oh my goodness gracious, he's a 2. Roy Smalley's a 3 at short, and Barry Foote's a 3 and behind the plate with a 4. So this is technically, I guess, an opening day lineup for the Yankees, but if you wonder why they lost so many games, this is not a good lineup. LaFleur 0 for 5 in the opener with a strikeout. And Tommy John begins this game with the ground ball to Smalley over to Watson, 1 out. So 69 degrees as we start game 2. The winds are out to left center at 12. And again, New Yorkers are struggling at the sight of that bright orange ball in the sky. We keep telling them it's the sun. But there are some people claiming it's some nasty thing from Boston. Here's Tony Bernazard, 1 for 4. He doubled in game 1 and scored. John's pitch, Bernazard takes ball 4. So it's a walk. Full count pitch was high and tight. And John throws over to Watson, and Bernazard is back safe. Kemp 1 for 4 in the opener with a double. Pitch to Kemp. Little looper into left center. Bernazard will go to third. Kemp will hold at first. And the White Sox are in business. They have 2 on and 1 out. For Greg Luzinski, 0 for 2. He walked twice and struck out twice. John delivers, and Luzinski ground ball to Milbourne. Yanks will try for 2. Smalley for 1. Watson for 2. They got it. Double play. And that's the end of the inning. After half an inning in game 2, the White Sox nothing, the Yankees coming up. And so let me tell you a bit about how you doing, Seth and Bubba and Al? Yep, it is that Tommy John. Ground ball pitcher extraordinaire. And he would, you know what, Seth? He would pitch 5 more years after this. He pitched, I believe, 13 seasons after that surgery. How you doing, Bubba? Yeah, all is well. All is well. We found Jim Morrison. Yeah, he did. He had the surgery in '74. He was never a hard thrower, but John was threw that sinker. And so you're saved a lot when you can just throw junk. And Tommy threw a lot of junk. Anyway, Britt Burns, opening start of the year for him, 13-5 with a 4.04 ERA. 169 in the third innings, 168 hits. 12 home runs, 67 walks, and 116 strikeouts. And the only change defensively for the White Sox in Game 2 was Mark Hill, a 2-7 behind the plate. The lineup for the Yankees is this. Dave Collins will lead off. Roy Smalley is at short. Cat doesn't like this at all. Jerry Mumphrey moves down to third, so the Yankees go switch. Dave Winfield in left will bat fourth. Watson in the field will bat fifth. Sweet Lou Piniella will bat sixth. He's your DH. Greg Nettles will bat seventh. Larry Milbourne will hit eighth. And Barry Foote ninth. And Burns is ready, and so is Collins. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Bernazard. Over to Pachorik. 1 out. So Burns should get you 105 pitches. That should get you 6 or 7. Smalley, their everyday shortstop for the Yankees. 257, 20 home runs. That's almost Ruthian compared to Bucky Dent. And 67 RBI. Burns delivers, and Smalley laces a base hit into left center. He rounds first and is back. No, he's going for 2, and he's in there. No, they got him. I feel like John Sterling. I blew that call 3 times. Smalley took a long run around first, and Kemp, who's got a noodle of an arm out there, 2 out of 10, threw him out. And so 2 out and nobody on. Jerry Mumphrey played in Game 1. He went 1 for 5 with a strikeout. Burns' pitch. Here's a ground ball to Allman. Over to Pachorik, and that retires the side. So no runs, a hit, and no errors. After 1 in the nightcap, it's no score. Hope you're all doing well. When do you go back to school, Seth? Here's Pachorik. Thomas went 3 for 4 in the opener, including a double, an RBI, and a run scored. John threw 23 pitches in the first. Ground ball to Watson. Takes it to first himself, and there's 1 out. So that's what Tommy's got to do. He's got to work that sinker. Here's Morrison, who fell down a well, I think, in the 9th inning of Game 1. But somehow he's back, he's healthy, he's ready to go, and he's got 3 RBI on opening day. That's pretty good. John's pitch is a ground ball to Nettles. Over to Watson, and there's 2 out. That's what Tommy John does, and does so well. You're already back. Well, good for you. The kids up here don't go back until... Okay. The kids are back to school up here Tuesday. Harold Reynolds is 0 for 3 on the year with 2 strikeouts. Harold Baines, that is. And Baines hits that one in the right. Back goes Collins, and he'll turn and watch it go. And so that, my friends, was the home run that put Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame. Right down the line here in right field at Yankee Stadium, and the White Sox go up 1-0. All right, Al. It'll be here for you later. Have a good one, buddy. And I'll bring up Mark Hill. 261 on the real year. 3 homers and 13 RBI. John delivers, and Hill hits that one to center. Mumphrey's there to retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors on the Baines home run. Bottom of the 2nd now. It's Chicago 1, New York 0. Will I stream a game from the 2000s? I might. I mean, this is part of a replay series, so it won't be there. But, you know, if someone mentions a matchup they might want to see, I could squeeze one in. Speaking of matchups, before Al runs off, next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday action for you. 3 games. You start with Atlanta and Cincinnati. The Braves aren't going to start 13-0. But they got a hot young team led by Dale Murphy and Bob Horner. And they go to Cincinnati on Monday. On Tuesday, you do get to see the Red Sox an awful lot in this replay because they won 89 games. And they played the Chicago White Sox Tuesday at Fenway Park. And then on Thursday, it's the Philadelphia Phillies and St. Louis Cardinals. That's next week. They can leave a message. So here's Winfield. Winfield 1 for 4 in the opener with a strikeout. Pitch from Burns. Struck him out. 2-2 at the belt for strike 3. That's the first for Britt. He's going to get his share. He struck out 116 in nearly 170 innings. Bob Watson was a DH in the opener. 1 for 1 with a double and RBI. And that pitch is ball 4. And so that was a full count walk. And here's Lou Piniella towards the end of his career. 307, 6 homers and 37 RBI. Watson on first. 1-0 White Sox, bottom of the second. Pitch to Piniella is lined into left center for a base hit. Watson will hold at second. And so runners on first and second for Craig Nettles, who was 0 for 3 on the year with a strikeout. Pitch from Burns, fly ball to right. Baines comes in to make the catch. Watson will again hold at second. 2 out for Larry Milbourne. Oof. 4 for 27 on the real year with a 148 average. Burns is ready. Milbourne, it's a liner right to Allman, who leaps and makes the catch. So the Yankees 3-2 after 2. It's the White Sox 1, the Yankees nothing. 96 or 97 Cubbies. Okay. Why is that, Bubba? Just kind of curious. People... Oh. Yep. Sounds like a 2018 Chris Davis average. Pretty much, except for that the home runs. Allman was 0 for 2 in game 1. And Tommy John delivers. Ground ball to Milbourne, over to Watson for the first half. So we're experimenting with this being a doubleheader. Don't know how many of these we'll actually do. But everyone will have played now and have at least a couple games on the dance card. The floor is 0 for 1, and so through 9 batters, Tommy John has thrown 42 pitches. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a run that was earned. The home run by Baines. He has walked 1 and struck out none. The floor popped up center field. Mumphrey has it. Makes a great play. Makes a diving stop to end the inning. I really wish they'd put that great play up sooner. Anyway, 2 out for Bernazard. Tony walked his first time up. John's pitch, line drive to left. Back goes Winfield in the corner, and he makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2.5, the White Sox 1, the Yankees nothing. And so here's Barry Foote, who was Rich Cerrone's backup. 146, no homers and 2 RBI. Burns delivery, fly ball center field, the floor, 1 out. I'm a lifelong Cubs fan, okay? Watched a lot of afternoon games on WGN between football practice and such. This is Action PC Baseball 2019, Seth. We got WGN in 1979 when I lived out in New Mexico, Bubba. And it was such a, or 1980 actually, such a trip to come home from school in the 4th grade and have baseball on in the afternoon. That was so exciting. But yet, I remained a Red Sox fan. Dave Collins is 0 for 1. Britt Burns threw his first 9 batters, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. No runs. Collins, ground ball to Allman. Gonna have to hurry over to Pachort for the out. So Roy Smalley, 1 for 1. He singled. Here's the pitch, strike 3. Burns got him swinging. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 4th. It's the White Sox 1, the Yankees nothing. So Steve Kemp, Greg Luzinski, and Tom Pachort do up for the White Sox. Kemp singled. He's 1 for 1. John's pitch. There's a liner up the middle that Jerry Mumphrey can catch. 1 out. Bubba and Seth, we put up a poll about 3 weeks ago about after people suggested seasons, and this is what people wanted to see. Got 38% of the vote. 28 people voted. Winds have shifted out to dead center to 15 miles an hour. To see if Luzinski can get a hold of one here. He grounded into a double play his first time up. Pitch from John is a little looper that's going to drop into left center. Luzinski will round first. He's going for 2, and he's safe. Good throw by Winfield, but Luzinski had it timed right, and he's on with a double. 1 out for Pachorik, who's 0 for 1. Pitch from John. There's a little looper. That's going to fall for a base hit. Luzinski will hold at third, and that brings up Jim Morrison. It was 0 for 1. John's pitch. Here's a number right back to John. Over to second for 1. Over to Watson. Do they turn it? Yes, no, they don't. Luzinski was going to not score, and then the throw to first, he does score, and so it's 2-0. So it's a fielder's choice. It's 1-4. And then Morrison reaches on first, and it's 2-0 Chicago. And that'll bring up Harold Baines, who homered his first time up. Pitch to Baines, fly ball to center. Back goes Mumphrey and Winfield, and Mumphrey says, I got it. Not before the White Sox score another run on 2 hits and no errors. After 3.5, it's the White Sox 2, the Yankees nothing. Mumphrey, Winfield, and Watson due up to face Britt Burns. Yep. Seth, I've heard about the park. I own it. Not my favorite game, but you can do everything with it. My buddy Al, Red Sox fan, does a bit with that, and my other buddy, Beatles Eternally, has got quite a few things going with Out of the Park 2019, which I think it was on sale for $5 last week. So, yeah, I've heard of it. Let's see. So, Mumphrey, Winfield, and Watson here in the bottom of the 4th. Jerry's 0 for 1. Burns' pitch is a fly ball to left. Kemp is there. 1 out. Brings up Winfield. Struck out his first time up. 1 for 5 on the year. 2-0 White Sox. Bottom of the 4th. Burns delivers, and Winfield hits it right back to him. Over to Pachorik for the out. So opening day here at Yankee Stadium after a terrible week of weather. The White Sox won the opener 6-2, and it lead the nightcap 2-0. Bob Watson walked his first time up. Pitch from Burns. Ground ball to Allman. Over to Pachorik. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, the White Sox 2, the Yankees nothing. So it'll be Mark Hill, Bill Allman, and Ron LaFleur for the White Sox here in the 5th. Hill is 0 for 1. Pitch from John. Ground ball to Smalley. Over to Watson. 1 out. You wonder why the Yankees fell so fast after winning the American League in 1981. This lineup is a good reason why. They lost Reggie Jackson to free agency, and there just isn't a lot of good players out there. The Yankees would make battles go in 85, and 86, and 88, but they just couldn't climb the top. It wasn't for lack of trying. Bill Allman's 0 for 1. Tommy John delivers, and there's a base hit up the middle, right past a diving Milbourne. And that's the 5th hit for the White Sox. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 stranded so far. For Chicago. Yankees, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they've stranded 2. So John threw 18 batters, 70 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits, a run and a walk, 2 earned runs, and a walk. No strikeouts. LaFleur is 0 for 2. John delivers. There's a ground ball to Smalley. There should be 2. Milbourne for 1. Over to Watson. And Tommy gets his double play. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Halfway home in game 2. The White Sox 2, the Yankees nothing. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good sim. All right. Have fun at lunch, Seth, and you too, buddy. Have a good weekend. So it'll be Piniella, Nettles, and Milbourne for the Yankees here in the 5th. Burns cruising right along, only 59 pitches through 4 innings. Piniella singled his first time up and lines that one right to Bernizard. 1 out. For Nettles, who's 0 for 1. That wind is now howling out there, 73 degrees and 22 miles out to dead center. So if anyone can put one in the black, now's the time to do it. Pitch to Nettles, ball 4. 3-1 pitch was low, and now bring up Milbourne, who's 0 for 1. Nettles on first, foot on deck. Burns delivers, ground ball to Allman. This could be 2. To Bernizard for 1. Pachork, I don't think they got him. Nope, he beat the relay, not in time, but it's a fielder's choice, 6-4, and there's 2 out. To Barry Foote. Burns delivers and struck him out. He swung on and missed a 1-2 fastball to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, it's the White Sox 2, the Yankees nothing. This is Baseball 82 on Retro Sports Network. So Bernizard, Kemp, and Luzinski for the White Sox here in the 6th. Tony walked and is 0 for 1. Tommy John delivers, and there's a base hit left side between Smalley and Nettles. And Bernizard, they're going to try to pick him off. John throws to first. Tony is back. So Steve Kemp 1 for 2. He is singled. Here's the pitch. That's a base hit in the left center. Bernizard will hold at second. Mumphrey threw it back in the infield rather quickly. The good news is with this wind is that the field is drying out. So the grass should be a little firmer as we go along. Here's Luzinski, 1 for 2. With a double and a run scored. Tommy John delivers, and there's a base hit right field. That's going to go all the way in the alley. Bernizard scores. Kemp will hold it. Third, Luzinski's on with a double, and it's 3-0 Chicago. And that'll bring up Tom Pachork, who's 1 for 2. He's got a single. Foote and John have a conversation. Pachork popped up left side. That is deep. Back goes Mumphrey, and it's gone. That was a wind-aided home run. Kemp, Luzinski, and Pachork all score, and it's now 6-0 White Sox. Here it is on replay. And Pachork just wailed on that one to deep center field. That one did find the old bleachers. And Clyde King comes out. And Rudy May will come in for Tommy John. We got a pitching change. Nobody out, top the 6th. In game 2, how you doing, Tribe fan? But he got the hook right there. Rudy May takes his warm-up toss. Is 6-0 Chicago in game 2. They won the first one 6-2, and they lead this one 6-0. May, mostly a reliever for New York in 82. 6-6 with 3 saves, a 2.89 ERA. 106 innings, 109 hits, including 4 home runs. Walked 14 and struck out 85. We'll face Jim Morrison, who's 0 for 2. And then Baines and Hill. So Rudy May's first pitch is a line drive to Smalley for the out. 1 out on a 1-1 pitch. So here's Harold Baines. He's 1 for 2. Homered in the 4th. No, in the 2nd, pardon me. Make it a 1-0 game. May delivers, and Baines will strike out. A 1-2 pitch just below the belt. Not sure what Baines was looking for, but it's strike 3. And there's 2 out from Mark Hill, who's 0 for 2. May delivers, and there's a base hit just past a diving Milbourne. And so that's the 10th White Sox hit of the game. Hill's not going anywhere. Here's Billy Allman. He's 1 for 2. Pitch from May. There's a ground ball to Smalley over to Milbourne for the force, and the side is retired. but not before the White Sox appear to have blown this open on a 3-run shot by the wimpy one, Tom Paciorek. 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. After 5.5, it's the White Sox 6, the Yankees nothing. So Dave Collins, Roy Smalley, and Jerry Mumphrey do up for the Yankees. Face Britt Burns, who's cruising with 2 hits through 5. Pitch to Collins. There's a ground ball to Bernazard. Over to Paciorek. 1 out. Roy Smalley is 1 for 2. Singled and struck out. And now he draws a walk. The 3-0 was low and away. Britt has 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Jerry Mumphrey's 0 for 2. Pitch from Burns. Ground ball to Allman. The Bernazard for 1. Over to Paciorek. Got him. Call it 2. So the Yankees go down again. No runs, no hits, no errors. They lead. The walk goes nowhere after 6. It's the White Sox 6, the Yankees 2. Nothing. So as I said, 3 games next week. 2 technically Wednesday games. We'll do them Monday and Tuesday. It'll be the Atlanta Braves and Cincinnati Reds. On Monday, these White Sox will go to Fenway to play the Red Sox on Tuesday at noon. And then on Thursday at noon will be the Saturday game of the week between the Phillies and the Cardinals. And of course, that's all sandwiched around Wednesday night and the 1978 Professional Football Championship between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. That starts, kickoff is at 7, pregame at 6:50. Right here on Retro Sports Network. Ron LaFleur is 0 for 3. He's trying to get into a double play. Pitch from May. Up the middle. That's a base hit. LaFleur is on. Bernazard is up 1 for 2. May throws to first. LaFleur is back. Pitch. Bernazard. Ground ball base hit left side. LaFleur will hold at second. Bernazard's on. So that's 3 hits allowed by Rudy May in 1 inning. And that brings up Steve Kemp. 2 for 3. Singled twice and scored a run. May delivers, and there's a little looper over Rock Watson's head. Collins will flag it down. And they're going to throw home. LaFleur's got wheels. Collins got an arm. Here's the throw to the plate, and LaFleur beats it. And the ball got away from Foot. But no one else advanced. He picked it right back up. So it's 7-0 Chicago. Bernazard on third. Kemp on second for Luzinski, who was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and an RBI. And Luzinski strikes out. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. So as the fans politely file out of Yankee Stadium, now 75 degrees. That snow, whatever is left, is going to melt in an awful big hurry. Paciorek is 2 for 3. Wimpy hit the big 3-run homer in the 6th. Pitch from May, got away from Foot. Bernazard will score. Kemp goes to third, and it's 8-0 Chicago. 3-1 the count. Pitch from May. Ball 4. So they're going to bring in the big one. Goose Gossage. 4-5 with 30 saves, a 2.23 ERA. He's just here to pick Tushy and chew bubblegum, and he's all out of bubblegum. 93 innings, 63 hits, 5 home runs, 28 walks and 102 strikeouts. But for 50 pitches, I think the Yankees have seen enough. So it'll be Morrison, who's 0 for 3 with an RBI. 8-0 White Sox. Gossage delivers a line drive right to Smalley for the first out, for the second out. Brings up Harold Baines. His home run in the second put the White Sox on top 1-0. He's 1 for 3. Gossage delivers, and Baines hits this one in a shallow right. Collins is there, and that finally quells the fire. 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. People are stretching right to the 4 line here at Yankee Stadium. It's 8-0 White Sox. And Britt Burns in control. The Winfield, Watson, and Piniella due up here in the bottom of the 7th. Winfield 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Pitch from Burns, fly ball to left. Back goes Kemp, 1 out. So thanks for sticking with us. Here's Bob Watson, 0 for 1 with a walk. He's already drawn 4 walks on the season. He's matched his real-life total with the Yankees anyway. Burns delivers, and there's a base hit left side between Allman and Morris. So that's only the 3rd hit for the Yankees. Lou Piniella's 1 for 2. He's got a single. Pitch from Burns. Piniella, ground ball to Allman. To Bernazard for 1. Over to Pachorik. It's going to be close. They got him. A double play. So no runs, a hit, no errors. After 7, the White Sox 8, the Yankees nothing. And so it'll be Mark Hill, Allman, and Ron LaFleur to face Gossage. Hill was 1 for 3. Now he's 1 for 4. Pop up second base. Milbourne's there. 1 out. Billy Allman, the batter. Allman's 1 for 3. Ground ball to Watson. Takes it to the bag. 2 out. So Gossage is retired 4 on 12 pitches. That's pretty good. LaFleur is 1 for 4. Has singled, scored, grounded into a double play. And Mike Squires will pinch hit. Squires, 267, a homer and 21 RBI. Gossage delivers, and there's a liner that's going to drop in for a base hit in right center field. Squires will hold on first. And Gossage is pretty much nonplussed with that. Brings up Bernazard. Tony is 2 for 3. He's singled twice and scored twice. And drawn a walk. Gossage delivers. Ground ball to Milbourne. Over to Watson, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played 7.5. The Yankees would need a miracle the size of the Empire State Building. They trail 8-0. So Nettles, pinch hitters all around now. So Nettles is 0 for 1 with a walk. Burns delivers. Ground ball to third. Morrison to Pachorik for the out. Now Rudy Law comes in to lead off and play center field. He has a 6 range and a 3 arm. Willie Randolph will come in to pinch hit for Mr. Milbourne. He is 1 for 5 on the day with a strikeout, and will obviously play the 9th at second. Burns in 100 pitches, delivers. Allman can't handle that. Randolph hit one of those little squibbers that got wet, and Allman couldn't play it. So Randolph reaches on an error, and that's the first error in this game for the White Sox. Barry Foote is 0 for 2. And they'll see what they do with Britt Burns in an 8-run lead. I don't think you need to stretch him out. Stays in the game. Foote strikes out. 2-2 inside corner. Strike 3. So Dave Collins is 0 for 3 through 27 batters. Britt Burns has thrown 7 2/3 innings, so scoreless ball. 3 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Pitch to Collins. There's a base hit left side. Randolph goes to third. Collins will hold at first, and that's it. They're going to bring in Lamar Hoyt to finish this one up. Hoyt, I believe, won the Cy Young in '83. 19-15 in '82 with a 3.53 ERA. 239 2/3 innings, 248 hits, 17 home runs allowed, 48 walks, and 124 strikeouts. Roy Smalley comes to greet him. He's 1 for 2. Pitch from Hoyt. Ground ball to Allman. Over to Bernazard, and they get the force to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. won't hurt the White Sox after 8. It's the White Sox 8, the Yankees nothing. So Willie Randolph goes in to play the 9th. And Gossage will face Kemp, Luzinski, and Pachort. Kemp is 3 for 4. He's singled 3 times, driven in a run, and scored. Gossage delivers, and there's a base hit in the center field. That's going to be 2, as Kemp is in there with a double and a 4-hit effort. That brings up Luzinski. He is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Gossage delivers, struck him out. An 0-2 fastball that Luzinski swung on and missed. First for the Goose, 1 out. Pachort, 2 for 3. His 3-run shot in the 6th pretty much ended this game. And Jerry Harrison will come in to pinch hit. So Jerry, coming off the bench, 233, 5 homers and 18 RBI. Pitch from Gossage. There's a base hit in the left center. Kemp will round third and hold. Harrison's on with a single. And I think we've seen enough of Goose Gossage. And so it's Shane Raleigh for the Yankees. 11 and 10 with 3 saves. Starter reliever. 4.06 ERA. The lefty threw 164 innings. 165 hits. 10 home runs. He walked 54 and struck out 111. And Morrison is 0 for 4 with an RBI. And Aurelio Rodriguez will come in to pinch hit. So Rodriguez, 241, 3 homers and 31 RBI. Runners on first and third, they're all Gossages. 8-0 Chicago. Pitch from Raleigh. Ground ball to Smalley. They're going to try for 2. Randolph for 1. Over to Watson. No, there's no throw. And so Kemp will score. It's 9-0. And so for New York, coming right off a World Series. Now they lost Game 6 here. What an epic way to start the season. They've been outscored 15-2 in this doubleheader. Here's Harold Baines. He's 1 for 4 with a home run. And that's a ground ball to Smalley, who takes it to the bag himself at second to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the White Sox 9, the Yankees nothing. So Jerry Mumphrey is 0 for 3. Brought it into a double play. Waits ready. Struck him out. He lunged on and missed an 0-2 fastball at 85. 1 out for Winfield, who's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. There's a little looper that's going to get past Kemp, and Winfield's on with a 1-out double. So Kemp misplayed that. It splashed around the water just a touch. And that brings up Bob Watson, who was 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Voit delivers. Ground ball to Rodriguez, and that plays him. So forget the 9 range. He booted it. And so the Yankees have runners in the corners, 1 out for Lou Piniella. 2 errors for the Chi Sox, 9 runs on 16 hits. And they stranded 7. The Yankees have no runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 5 stranded. Pitch from Hoyt. Piniella lines 1 to Allman for the 2nd out on a 3-1 pitch. And so they're down to their last chance. It's Craig Dendles. He's 0 for 2 with the walk. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. And so they're loaded for Willie Randolph, who's 0 for 1. Hoyt takes a moment. It's warming up at 76. Faces the mound, gets ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a little looper. It won't be a shutout. Winfield scores. So does Watson. Nettles to third on the single to center. And it's 9-2 Chicago. Out comes Barry Foote. In comes Ken Griffey to pinch hit. He went 2 for 5 in the opener. He singled twice and grounded into 2 double plays. Nettles on third, Randolph on first. 9-2 Chicago, 2 out. Bottom of the ninth, Griffey, ground ball up the middle to Hoyt, over to Fisk, who's playing first. I didn't see that. And the White Sox win, 9-2. And so we won't belabor this one all that long. Britt Burns gets the win, goes to 1-0, 7 2/3 innings, 4 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Lamar Hoyt wouldn't normally relieve 200 runs over an inning and a third on 2 hits, but no one's played for a week, so he can do that. Tommy John, 5 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs all earned. He gave up 2 homers and walked 1. Had minus stuff. Rudy May, an inning and a third, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Goose Gossage, 2 innings, 3 hits, a run, it was earned. He struck out 1, and then Shane Raleigh finishes it up. And so Britt Burns gets the game MVP, and it took 3 hours and 21 minutes to play game 2. As I said, Atlanta, Cincinnati Monday, Chicago Red Sox on Tuesday, and Philadelphia, St. Louis on Thursday, wrapped around the 1978 Professional Football Championship. The Steelers and the Cowboys from Miami. And so, for Retro Sports Network, I'm Ron Chuckett. Have yourself a very good afternoon.